Hey guys, welcome. It's Marcy, the Cranky Crafter. Welcome to Fodder Friday. Actually, when you see this, it'll be Fodder Friday. I'm recording it a little bit early because I have my eldest and the grandbaby coming to visit this weekend. And so I wanted to have this done and posted so that I could spend time with them when they're here, or get, errands done or whatever I had left to do that morning. So here we are. What are we going to do today, you ask? Well, this is not going to be new for a lot of people, but it is new for me. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, so I thought I would just do it on video. Why not do that and make mistakes while everybody can watch me? Because that's fun. So we're going to make a snippet roll. I have my big box, actually it's a little box, but of all kinds of, random bits of torn paper that I've been saving for ages. I have some sari ribbon that I may or may not use. We'll see how that fits in. I really wanted to use the sari string, and I still may or may not do that, but I also wanted to do some stitching on this when I was done, or let's say that's the goal. And I didn't know how well the sari string would go through the sewing machine. And being not an experienced sewing machiner person, I figured I probably should not test my luck. So I have really, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing because it's long, but just some brown packaging paper, and you can see it's totally scratch paper because looks like I tried to get a pin to work on here at some point. I know a lot of people do this and they use like fabric, excuse me, or what I had in my head to use initially when I wanted to do this was it's like a roll of kind of like craft paper tape, but it has like a glue backing, and when you wet it, it activates the glue, and then you can put the little scraps of paper on. But I'm not spending money these days since the husband just recently lost his job. So I'm essentially using packaging paper. It came in something, I don't know, but it was fairly unwrinkled. There are a few creases. I don't mind that, but it was fairly unwrinkled compared to how a lot of packing paper comes. So what I've done here with my sheet, which is maybe, I don't know, I'm terrible at measurements. Maybe it's 2 feet. Here, I have a ruler. Yeah, it's a little bit over 2 feet. I just cut very haphazardly, as you can tell, 2 strips of it, and then I used my glue stick and glued them together. I just thought it might give it a little bit more heft, and not be so like floppy when I was going to put it through the machine. If we even get it through the machine, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So literally all I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna kind of, well, maybe put you at an angle, kind of. I'm trying to look at the screen and figure this out at the same time, because the whole strip is not going to fit in my frame. So I have my bits over here, and I have my glue stick. Right now I have this Tombow glue stick. I'm really not partial to any glue stick, to be honest with you. This one is fine. It smells like baby butt. So if you're not okay with that, you're not going to like this. And by baby butt, I mean like baby powder, baby lotion. Doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, you might want to try a different one. I'm literally just going to randomly choose bits out of here. I don't have any like color theme. I don't have any theme going in my head right now, because my thought is, as I make this and put the papers down, in the future, the way I'm going to use it is kind of cut pieces off to use maybe for fodder. Maybe I'll make it into like a little cluster of something to put as a focal point. And so I won't really know like what pieces I'm going to be getting. Or maybe I'll see something that I enjoy on this whole strip and cut it in the sections that I want. I don't know. I'm making this up. So, yeah, I'm just going to glue. That's all I'm going to do right now. And if I have extras, like you can see on here, hopefully, I probably will just cut that off at the end. Like I'll trim all the random bits off. At least that's my thought right now. As we have learned, that can change anytime. I'm allowed to change my mind if I want to. Hopefully you don't mind coming along for this ride, because we're doing 2 feet of this, and then I may or may not stitch it, which you can't be a part of because that's on the other desk to the left of me, and I don't have a computer set up for that. A computer? No, I don't have a camera set up for that on that side. So we're just gonna make do. You guys have plans this weekend? Like I said, I've got the grandbaby and my eldest coming. We're gonna just hang out and also do a little Easter egg hunt outside in the back. Hopefully, it's supposed to be nice outside, so hopefully it stays that way. I do live in the desert, so generally speaking, it's pretty sunny here most of the time. And we're coming out of the rainy season. Does this look absolutely hideous right now? Well, hopefully it will get better. My thought is I'm going to come in with a stitch on each side, like zip it through the machine really fast. Do we think that's going to work? I don't know. We'll find out. That looks like something I made with watercolor on top of there. That's fun. And I also thought maybe, like, I don't mind this brown showing through, but I suppose I could put, you know, something over it, but I don't really mind that. I thought maybe I might, after this whole strip is done, want to do some like stamping or something on it as well. Just to give it a little bit more texture. Can you guys still see? Yes. This is looking a little bit blue, isn't it? So before I cut down here to get started, I'm just tearing off a little bit of this. I don't want it to have all like not super straight edges. There was a huge ruckus going on out in the sunroom, which is where the dogs spend a lot of their time because A, that's usually where I spend a lot of my time, but B, there's a little couch out there and it's sunny and they're living their best life out there. But they were making all kinds of ruckus. Whoa. And so I went out to check to see what was going on. And there were two huge pigeons. I say huge. I mean, probably an average sized pigeon. I don't spend a lot of time paying attention to how big pigeons are, but I feel like they're bigger than most other birds. Anyway, our neighbors, they have a, what's it called? Solar panels on the, I'm trying to move this up as I go so that I don't lose you. They have solar panels on their roof, which is great because it's always sunny here. But a couple years ago, a pair of pigeons decided that they were going to take up lodging underneath the panels. And they're not noisy per se, like on an average day. But today, well, just today specifically, they have found the bird bath in my backyard. And boy howdy, they were just having the time of their life in that bird bath. Splashing along, playing, splashing each other, and Ivy, my one dog that thinks she needs to tell everybody what's going on. She was not pleased with this at all. She did not like that idea. And so she was letting me know that she didn't like it. But I'm just going to wipe this up a little bit because I got it on my mat. So yeah, they were out there having a gay old time and getting a good bathing, yes, getting a good bath, and just, you know, random fun they were having. Ivy, she was not having so much fun. Do you guys have dogs that like to bark all the time? She doesn't bark all the time, but when something, you know, new is happening or stranger danger or whatever, yeah, then she's gonna be barking. She's gonna let you know. I'm gonna have to clean off my mat. If I were thinking ahead, which clearly I didn't, I would have gotten like a scrappy glue booky thing to keep all my glue contained. That would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? Did we do that? No, we didn't. I need another small something. Or like that. Do we want something like rando? No, I don't like that. Do you guys save all these little bits and pieces of paper? I mean, they work out great for this, but I also will sometimes use them in backgrounds in like my art journals. Ooh, how about some, ooh la la, some animal print. Oh, what do you think that is, like cheetah? Maybe. So in one of my other videos, I had said that my middle kid was moving, and she has in fact moved. But I also said that, do we like this? It's fine. It'll be fine. Once we get more stuff on it and then I'm sure that it will all come together once it's actually in an art journal or whatever I'm going to do with it. She had been all set to move, and then like 4 or 5 days before she was ready to go, her roommate decided, that's like fibery paper. What's that stuff called? Mulberry paper or something? That's fun. Her then roommate decided that they actually didn't want a roommate after all. And so they literally sent her a text message a few days before she was ready to head out saying, actually, decided I don't want a roommate. So good luck. Yeah, that was uncool. And she was very stressed out, rightly so. But she has since found another place to stay. It's not ideal, but it's short term. She's taking over somebody else's portion of the lease. So it's for a few months, 4 months, I think. So not forever, but it allows her to let me move you up. It allows her to kind of get her bearings, get her feet on the ground, you know, figure out where she thinks is a nice place that she would like to stay, or maybe to get some new contacts that know of places, you know, that kind of stuff. So thankfully that seems to have worked out for the most part. Not in a stress-free way, mind you, but here we are. I suppose you could say it builds character, right? That's easier to say in hindsight when you actually have a place to lay your head. But she'll be starting a new job. So it was just a very stressful time to have that happen. She was working at the library when she was here, which is something that she's always wanted to do. She did it in high school. and she really enjoyed it, and she's actually very, very good at it. But we have come to learn that it's a very competitive field, and while she does have an associate's, she does not currently have a bachelor's. And even though, at least in this area, an associate's is the only thing that's required to work at the desk, not be an actual full-fledged librarian. That takes a master's in library science. But to work at the desk, you know, and help people that way, I can't even talk today. Most patrons that come in oftentimes will think that the desk people are the librarians, which is generally not the case. But it's very competitive, we discovered. And while she actually became and ended up getting a desk position after many, many months, it was only part-time. And you can't really sustain yourself on part-time these days, sadly. Okay, this is what we have thus far. This way, Marcy. Whoa. Okay, so I think I want to, I did not use up nearly as much of my scraps as I thought it was going to. That's okay. I have some for later. But I think it would be fun to add some of this fabric, but I don't think a glue stick's going to cut it. We'll try this art glitter glue. I don't know if this is going to work either, but we're going to try it. I just really like how it adds so much texture. Maybe this isn't going to work. Maybe it'll stay down better when I sew it. Maybe I could just add it as I sew it. What do we think about that? Maybe I'll add it as I sew, because I don't think that glue is gonna do wonders. But before we sew, let's add a stamp. Ooh. I think this little round one with some writing on it will be fun. So yeah, she decided that she needed to try something else. And she does have restaurant experience. So she's going to be the cook at a senior home. Initially, it was just going to be part-time, but they got in touch with her and asked if she would like to come on full-time. And she said, yes, please. This looks kind of crazy right now, but I think when we use it in our, you know, pieces, that it won't look as crazy. Well, that's the hope. Okay. I'm going to pause you and attempt to put some stitching on this. Can you guys see it? And then I'll be back. Maybe it'll be a few minutes for you. Probably it will be, just you won't even know that I've been gone for you. For me, it could be days. We'll see. All right, I'm back. I don't know how I'm gonna work this video because any other time when I've paused, apparently I've gotten done quick enough that I could just unpause it. But this time it completely stopped, and now I'm starting a new video and I'm gonna have to figure out how to thread it together. So that should be interesting because I don't edit my videos. But this is what we ended up doing. I did a zigzag. Initially, I started out a straight, and then I decided I want zigzag, and then I got bigger. So that's where we're at. I did sew in some of the little bits. I can't decide if I want to cut those off or if I'll wait. I think I might wait and cut them as I use it, because maybe I'll want the little hangy bits. I don't know. But there it is. The ending got a little wonky, even more wonky than it already was. I tried to get the stitches bigger so that they would be farther apart, but it didn't really make them that much farther apart. So I need to experiment with that. But that's what we got. And then we'll use this in maybe one of our art journal spreads or like a tag or something. But then you can just, you know, roll it up. And it looks pretty cool. Just all kinds of textures and, whoa. You could, you know, you could even go further in here and do like more mark making. You could do splatters. And I might do that when I actually go to use it. But I think this is good for right now. So, thanks for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up if you think about it. Subscribe if you aren't already. I'm going to try to figure out how to merge these two videos together. Never done that before. And hopefully that goes okay. And so, yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time.